Welcome back, Joe Warren, MMA Oddsbreaker, the baddest man on the planet. Get ready to fight LC Davis. Bellator 143. But let's talk wrestling first.
All right.
The Worlds was just in Las Vegas. I was in Hawaii, so I couldn't get back. I actually was there the week before and got there right after it was over. I got back on the 12th of September.
Yeah. I wanted to try to meet up with you, do a live interview, me and you.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't get it done, man.
Left like the only weekend you should have stayed.
I had stuff to do. I had work to do.
I got you.
You know, it's just kind of one of them things.
I got you. We're parents.
Yes, and that's why I came back, was to go back to see the kids that were in Vegas. So
but it was good. It was exciting. You know, we had some good medalists and champs, and I was only there for 24 hours, but I was there doing the FTS roller and really signing autographs and just kind of being there. It was great. You know how many people you see. All your ex-coaches, everyone you ever used to wrestle with. I mean, it's like it's like a family reunion of wrestling.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So it's like now we have a question of who impressed you wrestling-wise.
Well, I mean, I didn't see lots of wrestling, only one day. I mean, I was impressed with Schneider. I was impressed with Byers. Burroughs. I mean, I'm impressed with the Greco guys that got the job done, but I'm a Greco guy. So, I'm fired up to try to maybe get my opportunity to get in that door at the Olympic Training Center here and start maybe helping coaching that developmental level.
Okay, so you're right down the street. It's not very far. Would you have to move though? Even so, with trying to
no, it's 15 miles down the road. Reason me and Christy moved here was it was in between the training center and Mark Montoya's, so I could hit Denver or hit the training center. So the last 2 months I've been in the training center every Tuesday and Thursday, rolling a little bit just because I'm going fighting a wrestler, and just kind of Bob is making me get back in there, making sure my ribs are strong, things like that before. You never know, what I want to do. But been in there a lot, been working with those developmental kids. I'm always out in Jersey with the Apex guys, and I'm kind of interested maybe in maybe jumping in there and starting coaching next year. Linland talked to me about the developmental coaching job is open at the training center, and that's right up my alley. So you never know, it's something in the back pocket here.
How do you get along with Linland, with Matt Linland?
We never used to get along when we were on the same team together, but we get along very, very well now.
Now, how come you didn't get along when you guys were both competitors?
Well, not really. I moved into town, never wrestling Greco before, and walked into a really tough room and started to verbally tell everyone how I was going to be a world champ. And they didn't like to hear that. They've been in there for 10, 15 years, and I just learned how to wrestle. So I might have rubbed people the wrong way, but I was a world champ. And, sometimes, I would talk the talk and walk the walk, that. So sometimes I like to be a little outspoken just to strictly make it real for myself, And so we kind of butted heads a little bit, but that's all behind us. I mean, we see eye to eye now. Our only focus is to try to make this country #1 in the world again in Greco-Roman wrestling. That was when I was here. That was my team, and that was when I was winning. I think the best place for me to be might be with the youth kids to make sure that, they're technically sound. So when they get to this level, they can win at 19 like Kyle Snyder did.
So amazing. Youngest world champion in history. He's just amazing, that kid. And let's be honest, like that finals match, did you see the finals match with him? Mm-hmm. It was so close and back and forth. And you're like, oh, this kid, he's like, oh, a lot of other kids in the same position were like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. I just made I'm a silver medalist.
Did you read what I was reading what he wrote. He goes, I've been sitting here for the last 3 days watching the tournament. I decided I was going to win. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's how you get the job done. I mean, the bottom line is you decide you're going to win before you get in that cage. Or before you get on that mat, that's why I'm the baddest man mentally, because I can turn that switch and I know what it takes to get the job done, so those are, it was really cool to see that. I mean, that's history being made, especially in the U.S. with all the fans. It was exciting.
Yeah, it was a really good time. It was a really good tournament, and so sad I missed it because I had tickets to every day and just couldn't get back in time. So let's talk about LC Davis. It's still wrestling because he's a wrestler. You're a wrestler. Two different styles, obviously, of competition. Yours, wrestling on paper, obviously is much better. You're a world champ, former world champ. So that's one of the things that comes in. But it's MMA. George St. Pierre had no wrestling at all. All of a sudden, he was one of the best wrestlers in mixed martial arts before he retired, just from training hard. So it's you know, freestyle international style wrestling does not necessarily transfer into MMA, into making things work correctly. With LC style, it's a little bit more suited for MMA than your style is, but you've been, you know, diligently working on changing a couple of things and adapting a couple of things. Like, we're not going to see something different from you coming in here on Bellator 143.
Yeah, I believe every single time I get in that cage, I'm a little bit different. You know, I'm a little bit wiser, a little more mature. This is 5 years now. You know, I think the muscle memory's there. We've talked about this. You know, it's not a wrestling match. You know, it's, to me, we're fighting in that cage, bottom line. So when it comes down to a takedown, I'm gonna get the takedown. Okay, and it's you know, it's not hard to watch me watch a tape. You know, I'm going to be violent in your face and trying to smash the shit out of you till you give up. And that's what's going to happen again. But I'm going to use these hands before I take those shots and try to hurt them a little bit with those hands. You know, I'm a patient, I'm a wise fighter now. And I mean, I'm done crying about that last fight. It was upsetting. I was in shock, bro. I mean, I never thought that would happen. My body doesn't justify losses, you understand? One way or the other. So I was in shock, seriously. I mean, I went into shock. It was really strange. You can ask Bob. But bottom line, that's over. You know, I mean, it's just like a wrestling match. You know, I'm a champion because I can put things over here on that trophy case and move forward and try to get more. So the bottom line is, it's a fight. And I know I'm a better wrestler than him. I know he believes he's a better striker than me. Who doesn't believe they're better than me when we get in this cage? Jesus Christ. How many times have we sat here and talked to, oh, this guy's going to kill you. He's you know, bring that shit to the table, motherfucker, and see what happens, LC Davis. You know what? I like LC. That's the problem. You know, he's a genuinely good guy. You know, like, I swear to God, like, I mean, I have a hard time. You know, I told him, if he wouldn't have started verbally talking shit on Twitter, I would have never started this fight. You know, I didn't want to. He doesn't understand how violent my verbal assault is. You know, it's just as violent as my physical assault. So the bottom line is, I like that kid. I like what he's doing. I like he's a family man. I like he's a wrestler. He's solid. He seems like he's got his head on straight. You know, this is going to be a tough-ass fight, bottom line. Me and him are going in there for one reason. You know, I'm going in there because he's another body in front of me before I get this belt again. You know, he's hungry. He gets that opportunity. Everyone gets that opportunity with the baddest man. You get to make a name for yourself, you know. But bottom line, he's durable. All right, that's what the best thing he's at, durable. But that's what I do best, is I break durability. You know, I'm a mental. That's what I do.
He's durable, but he has a great recovery rate too. So even when he's shocked, he still finds a way to recover in about 10 or 15 seconds. So not only is he durable, but he's also, when you hit him, he's going to recover very quickly too. Did you establish anything that when you know that he's recovering, you've hurt him, you've stung him, that you're going to be able to attack, because you have to get him out very quickly. If you want to finish him, once he's stung, you got to do it within 15 seconds.
The bottom line is, that's how I do it. I mean, if you've seen me hit a guy and it actually phased him, if I actually hit the guy, you know, or if my knee hits him, I finish. You see that? I mean, that's what I do. I'm a born finisher. I mean, you know, I can feel that. You know, that's the wrestling kind of aggression that he has. You know, that being said, I mean, both of us want to try to finish this fight. You know, neither of us want to go 3 rounds with each other. We're both tough-ass dudes. You know, these hands, I mean, I've been working every single day so that when this fucking hand hits you, you go to sleep. And if it doesn't go to sleep, I'm going to get on top of you and I'm going to put that ground and pound down. You know, and hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, I mean, I'm open-minded. I always believe I'm going to win. So I'm excited to impress myself, Trigg. That's the bottom line. I've never impressed myself in a fight yet. I've always left every fight saying, shit, I should have done this. I could have done that. I would have done this. I should have finished him in the first. You know, that's what goes into my mind instead of being happy to win. This fight's strictly a money fight for me. You know, my family's in desperate need of some cash here, you know, because I'm not used to losing. So the bottom line is, I'm in here. All my sponsors dropped me last fight. Every single sponsor I had dropped me after I lost last fight. Okay. Yeah, even Blue 04, even all of the crew just jumped right out. I had contracts signed through the year, everything. It's just been a really messed up 6.
Hold up. You can't just like say it and skip over it. Like all your sponsors, like these are friends of yours. Like some of these sponsor guys you've known for years, and they just bailed out on you.
Bailed out. I had contracts signed. I mean, I was supposed to whatever, dude. You know, it's very upsetting.
Holy crap! So not only did you lose your win money because you lost. But then you lose your sponsorship money going forward after that. So you got like one more paycheck from them on that fight. So like
no, they didn't pay me for the fight. None of my sponsors paid me. Bamboo Nutria, Blue 04, no one paid me after I lost that fight. Okay, Ridiculous, man. It's been really bad, you know. So, and then taxes and the whole shit, you know. So everything hit at once. I'm used to winning. Throw 100 grand in there, pay shit off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't win. I mean, what? And then you rely on your sponsors, your monthly sponsors. You know, those 3,000-4,000 bucks a month that just ran out after I lost. So it's like, it was just, it was sad, man. You know.
So this one is a do or die situation. You've got to win just to get yourself back to even again, back, you know, getting all your bills paid down.
It's sad. It's sad, but that's the truth.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, so hopefully Bellator will step up to the plate. My contract's done after this fight. You know, so contract's done. I've given everything I've had to Bellator. I mean, shit, you know me. I've given half of my body to Bellator in that cage. You know, so I believe I'm part of Bellator, and I'm always going to stay here. I just, you know, I don't have much communication with that side.
Does your management team do all that for you, or do you manage yourself?
I have a management, but yeah, it seems like management doesn't get the job done. Dave Martin is he's my manager. He's an unbelievable guy. He takes care of all my stuff. I had some run-ins with Frank Shamrock, remember? So he's been trying to sue me, and, you know, it's been oh yeah, man, crazy, crazy, crazy. You know, I mean, sending me papers. You know, I mean, it's just out of control. So it's just me. I don't need this shit. You know, I'm just fighting. You know, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a good person. You know, he was my manager, and it didn't go right. He wasn't taking care of the deal. So you know, I let him go and move forward, and he assumes he's still. Yeah, so he's making sure I get no sponsors.
Good for him. Good for him going ahead and help starting the sport and then screwing us later. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah, I mean, he was a friend of mine. It kind of hurts, you know. I mean, I don't know, man. You know, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but it just sucks, man. You know, I mean,
that's crazy.
No, yeah, but
sponsors, you know, being sued, can't get more sponsors. Like,
yeah, it's kind of sad, right? I'm like, I try to tell people, I'm like, you remember I won a shitload of belts, right? And I'm going to keep winning those, right? Here's $250. I'm like, what? You know, like, that's not a sponsorship. You know, like Bamboo Nutrients was supposed to pay me 12 grand on the win plus 4 grand a month. And I signed a contract for a whole nother year. Okay. The contract was already signed, and they just decided they were just out of the deal. And I'm like, Jesus, you know, and that was Blue 04 that did that. Not Blue Nutra. But yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, that's in the past. You know, the fight game is crazy. So you can't say anything about it. So it's just bottom line, and we're here now, and we're fighting LC Davis this week. So we'll get back on track.
Yeah, so the 21st is Monday. You leave tomorrow.
I leave tomorrow, man. My bag's packed right there. I'm 5 pounds over. I'm a fucking twisted steel fucking killing machine right now.
You're 140 pounds right now?
41.
Look at you. Look at you, all skinny and shit.
Thank you, Bob, right? And, I mean, I never could make this weight before. You know, this is why there's options right now making 59 kilos for Olympics this year. I never could make that weight. You know, that was too small. Now it's not. So, you know.
So you got to fight on September 25th. And then you've got to, if you're going to wrestle and try to make the Olympic team, you've got to fucking stop fighting and go right down to the training center. And be like, I'm in camp now. I'm in Greco camp for the next.
I've been there for the last 2 months.
But your mentality wasn't to win another world championship in Greco. Your mentality is to win another world championship in Bellator. So now you got to change that mentality, because now it's like, I'm not going to go hit mitts. I'm not going to go do this particular type of strength and conditioning. I have to switch to this type. Like, you know, things go.
Well, no, I mean, we've got, you know, Bellator's always given me that option where there's both sides. I can do either side, which is great. And, you know, Mark Montoya, he's on board any way it is. So, I mean, I would personally like to have the U.S. U.S. Wrestling hire me for that developmental coaching job. I'll be down there every single morning wrestling, no matter what. and teaching technique. You understand? Making sure that the youth is technically sound so we can have a 19-year-old win a world championship in Greco. That's what I want. But that being said, I mean, I've already figured this sport. I understand how to wrestle. So, now I'm in there just strengthening my ribs back up, slow technique, getting myself ready. So now if in December I want to go and qualify for this team, I'll be ready to go and qualify for it. So that's where we're at right now. I don't know if that's the case or not. My only focus is this fight right here. Let's win this fight and then we can move forward, but we're ready. We're in shape. You still got to try to beat me. That's the problem.
That's Joe Morgan ready to fight LC Davis, Bellator 143 coming up this weekend on Spike TV main event. Joe, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome time. Hopefully you get the developmental coach. I'd love to see you down there coaching the kids for sure.
Well, I got so much to give back, and I just I never really, I guess it's brand new for me to understand that, going down and actually taking the ego out of me and going into the wrestling room and showing people technique instead of trying to beat them to death. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different for me. I mean, that, me thinking about making a team or me thinking about coaching a team to win, I mean, I'm kind of excited about that. And I haven't been there yet. I've been winning world titles for the last 10 years. I mean, I don't know, man. Me, I'm excited about it.
Thanks so much, man. Have fun this weekend. We'll definitely be talking next week.
Well, make sure you tune in Friday night, September 25th, where I put a hole through LC Davis in that Bellator cage. I know you'll be watching.
Sure. All right. See you, Joe.
All right, buddy. Thanks.